Are you thinking about renovating or remodeling an old mobile home? Here are some challenges that you might want to consider that you might face during a renovation process. First off, it's not always our suggestion to remodel an old pre-HUD mobile home. On our channel, we talk a lot about how it's much better to replace your old one with a new one and gain more value and upside by replacing your old mobile home with a brand new one that has higher standards. And oftentimes you can spend less than what your future sale value of your mobile home will be. But that being said, I know a lot of people out there are considering remodeling their old mobile home and making renovations. So let's talk about the challenges that come about that we've seen when we see our clients remodel their old mobile home to something a little bit nicer. So number one, let's talk a little bit about the structural limitation. So these mobile homes that are built in the 70s, keep in mind that they're built way differently than traditional real estate and how they're built today. So often these are built with a lot lighter materials. Keep in mind that these were really meant to be transported from place to place. So they built it in a much lighter fashion. They built it with low insulation, and the construction standards and the construction methods were done in the purpose for it to be very temporary. So this can pose a lot of challenges when it comes to making structural changes or adding rooms or making changes to walls in the inside of your mobile home. So it's very important to consult with somebody that's a professional to ensure that what you're doing to any of the structural walls is actually safe or that it's structured correctly. The second problem that we find when it comes to renovating a old mobile home is that you'll typically have space issues. You can't really expand. If we're sticking to the old mobile home, you can't expand the space. You can't maximize the square footage. You can't make it bigger. So you're really limited to where the old mobile home is. Now, that's part why we often encourage somebody to replace their old one with a new one, because you're not bound to those limitations. You can expand the square foot of what's inside your mobile home, which in the end results in a much higher future asset price that you have in that mobile home. So renovating an old mobile home can be difficult because it's a challenge dealing with only that amount of square footage. You can't really implement new design ideas or new floor plan ideas to how you want your future living space to look. Whereas replacing your old mobile home with a new one, you can make these changes and have a creative space that you can plan the way that you want and the way that works best for your life. So the third problem that we see is outdated features. So many of these older mobile homes were built in the 70s, and oftentimes the materials that they use to build these are way different than what you'll find at Home Depot. So updating these features can be very challenging because the compatibility of these plumbing fixtures or the electrical fixtures can be very different. Oftentimes you'll find that contractors don't actually know how to fix these items, and it could become very problematic to be able to find the right products that will work with your current system and your mobile home setting. Number four is the electrical system. So these old mobile homes typically have a unique electrical system that is different than those in traditional homes. So it can be very challenging to work with these electrical systems. And this is a big reason of why I get scared of people renovating their old mobile home, and why banks and these parks prefer that you upgrade it to a new one, because so many times we'll find a lot of electrical wires that are within the walls that are right up against insulation, which can become very unsafe. If there's a spark that happens in the electrical system, that itself can cause a fire. And unfortunately, we've witnessed and had to help many people that have had mobile home fires because of the electrical system. So these are things that you want to consider before doing some sort of remodel of the old home. Is that safety element very important to you? We should consider that as well when it comes to spending on a renovation or a remodel. Number five is the plumbing system. So the plumbing system is a very complex system as well. So the way that these old mobile homes were built, it's not always set to code. These professional plumbers often are confused on how the drainage works and how the water goes in, because it's not your typical build code. Now, if we're talking about the newer mobile homes, then these are more common build codes. These are PVC piping. These are fixtures that the plumber will actually understand, and makes it a lot easier for them to give the right advice to what's better or not for your home itself. Also, if you have bad piping in a mobile home, you can't really find out till way later down the line. So having a new plumbing system in a newer home can be a big advantage. So number six is the cost and the budget constraints. budgets. So renovations can be very costly, and working with a limited budget can often provide a big challenge, because when you're paying for a contractor, you'll typically have to pay them off when they finish or pay them when they start, and this can be very expensive. Now, keep in mind that when you do upgrade an old mobile home to a new one, there are lending options. So you can put a small down payment and spread out that payment of replacing your old home to a new home and spread it out to 20 years so that the payment is more of a mortgage. And with that, it often becomes a huge benefit to the resident themselves. So carefully identify and prioritize your essential needs when it comes to renovating an old mobile home compared to replacing an old mobile home with a new one. Explore both options. Have someone like our team, have a mobile home expert go out and give you a quote and find out, is replacement a better option for me? So remember that each mobile home renovation project is unique, and there can be unique challenges on every single version. So it's always a good idea to talk to a mobile home expert before putting any money or any thought into remodeling or renovating a mobile home. Ideally, have somebody compare the renovation version versus the replacement version of replacing your old mobile home to a new one. Hopefully we brought value to you guys. We hope to bring more. If you could, please subscribe to our channel. It would mean so much. And thanks for watching Franco Mobile Homes. Have a good one.